What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Friday Night Frights. I am joined again with the unanimous People's Champion, BiG Willie, and obviously Godzilla 2000. Never seen the movie, just thought it was a really cool poster to hang up. You know, it adds a little bit of ambience to it. If you're a newcomer, welcome. If you are a recurring guest, hey, welcome back. My name is Sammy, and we react to, films, and we try to give, I try to give as much commentary and a film perspective and even a consumer perspective from, just what immediately I'm reacting to. And I hope you guys as well in the comment section below would, share some of your thoughts, and I'll interact with all in the name of pushing film forward. Well, I hope you guys are liking it. If you guys are, and if you guys like the content, BiG Willie knows what is coming up. I want you to help me, right here.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just
do it.
Make your dreams come true.
If you don't feel inclined to, you don't have to.
Do it.
Just enjoy our epic reaction, or just watch the comments and see the outpouring of hate or love. Again, I hope you guys either have this loaded or you're waiting to watch our epic reaction. Let's get into the film. Let's go. Weird format to play the whole thing at. It feels like we're in a cinema watching something. We're privy to some information we should not be watching. It's like his whole process of how he becomes, I suppose, a serial killer? I don't know. A Wes Craven movie? Yeah. What an interesting opening. First, the titles are amazing. The format is pretty strange, but I like it. And then we start on like a complete white background with an interesting corridor. That's cool. Obviously, from the poster, you can tell this has something to do with dreams and nightmares, because she's also in her night clothes, right? So I'm assuming he intercepts dreams and so on and so forth. So how would you kill somebody, or how would you kill an antagonist if he's within your dreams? Interesting concept. Okay, so I'm assuming at some point Freddy Krueger, he probably must have intercepted or like crossed paths with these people when they were kids or something, and then eventually the seed becomes like a full-grown tree in their head where he can like design his own like dream horror scapes.
I couldn't go back to sleep last night. So what'd you dream?
Forget it, Tina. The point is that everyone has a bad dream once in a while.
Yeah, next time you have one, just tell yourself that's all it is, right while you're having it,
I'm so glad you guys could come over tonight. When my mom said she was taking off for 2 days, I almost died.
The basic concept is actually pretty interesting. It's like you have to try your best not to fall asleep. It's like when I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, I have a character where he is a celestial being and he does not want to fall asleep because he does not want to be overtaken by like an angel, right? So he does everything not to fall asleep, and so he does drugs, he does all these type of things, and that's just a character again, right? But even with this film, it has an interesting concept, whereas if you sleep, you see Freddy Krueger, and you're gonna have to try to do everything possible not to sleep.
What'd you dream?
I dreamed about a guy in a dirty red and green sweater.
Well, what about the fingernails? Nancy, you dreamed about the same creep I did.
Unless Johnny Depp is just too man enough to admit that he had the same dream.
I didn't hear anything.
Well, I heard something.
I'm gonna punch out your ugly lights, whoever you are.
Not very threatening line.
It's Riley and Ricky Lance down just 3 yards from the goal line.
It's always the the half scare before the major scare. It's like when you think you're gonna get scared by the main villain, that's when it's just like a half scare. It's like a cat comes, or like the big bully comes. It's just such a horror trope. And then after that, it's like, okay, then they're gonna hit you with the haymaker. Whoa, so yeah, it must be somebody throwing those rocks.
Tina.
Who the hell is that?
She's mighty brave to be walking out by herself and wondering who that is. At this point, I'm probably thinking she must be very annoyed that she's going out by herself. She's fearless. Whoa, super long arms.
Please, God.
This is God.
So, have we already entered a dream, or is this reality based? So, what is going on? Is two worlds colliding, and to the point where she cannot tell what is what? Whoa, that's cool. This guy has no explanation, no nothing. This villain is just like a tormentor. I like that we've just been thrown in without any explanation. That's pretty interesting. Okay, this is either inspired by The Exorcist or it inspired The Exorcist, but I'm pretty sure it's the former. My gosh, what an iconic scene.
What's the coroner got?
Something like a razor was the weapon, but nothing was found at the scene.
Rod is not a lunatic, Dad.
Do you have a sane explanation for what he did?
How do you explain this to your lieutenant father? It's like he's gonna be going completely off logic and fact. And what she got secondhand information, Rod, well, she didn't get secondhand information, Rod wasn't there. How she's even gonna explain it? It's like it's a nightmare. She died in a nightmare.
Straight razor or similar sharp object has not yet...
Honey, you were tossing and turning all night last night. You've no business going to school today. Did you sleep?
I'll sleep in study hall.
Interesting. How we watched Paranormal Activity last week, where the question is who is watching you while you sleep. This film has to do with when you're sleeping, like who you're interacting with. We're going on a sleep series. There's a connector.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Did you do it?
I never touched her.
As if he says no, like if he says yes, like what type of question is that?
Hold it right there.
Watch it. Hold him. All right. I'm cool.
Okay, I got him.
Does this guy not know that I'm sure he has been arrested? Does he not know that running would make it worse for him? Guy is acting pretty illogical.
What is seen is not always what is real. According to Shakespeare, there was something...
Oh, hang on a minute. She was the landlord in Kingpin.
As stars with trains of fire and dews of blood, disasters in the sun and the moist air. Fire stands.
Nancy.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Oh, she's gonna see dead Tina. Whoa, that's cool.
Tina?
Again, simple body bag with blood, but yet it's intriguing. Low budget scares sometimes are the most creative. That's where you get your creative like scares, is from like simple solutions.
Hey, Nancy. No running in the hallway.
And that's another cool thing about a villain who appears in dreams, is that he can morph into anything with the long arms, with now like facelessness. Guy can morph into anything. I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of like a Joker. Like obviously not the laugh and stuff, but it's like, you know how the Joker has so much in his arsenal. It's like he's a jack of all trades in terms of like the weaponry and like all that he can do, and he's a simple character, but you fear him.
Who are you?
Ooh, maggots, green blood. So it's at the point where they're about to fall asleep. That's when the nightmare blurs with reality. So her in her class, when she was about to sleep, as soon as she got up and she saw Tina, we already know that in reality, I'm assuming she's probably asleep. Same with Tina when she was like talking to Rod. We assume that she fell asleep, and then that's when we're in the official nightmare plus reality blend. another interesting thing is, okay, so if they do not want to die, they have to wake themselves up. So right now, probably the only two solutions they have is continually inflict pain in themselves to wake themselves up, or B, unlike Paranormal Activity as well, why don't these people just go to a priest? Just go to Max von Sydow. He will help you.
If I'd have moved sooner. But I thought it was just another nightmare, like the one I had the night before.
Oh, that's another interesting point is, if you see somebody else dying, how do you know you're not in a nightmare where you need to wake yourself up to save the person who's dying? Okay, now we're getting interesting. So if Rod woke himself up, would Tina have survived? Now we're getting into like Inception territory.
9, 10, 11, sleep.
Oh, we're getting into train spotting territory. I like that.
You okay?
I'm okay.
Hundreds of people a year get killed like that, honey.
I know, but I'm okay, Mother. I'm sorry for scaring you.
That was strange how fast the mother got in. Probably Dad Lieutenant was like, okay, if the doors are locked, hanger, Jimmy it open, and you're in.
What'd you do to your arm?
I burned it in English class.
Okay, question should be, why did you do that?
I'm gonna go and look for somebody, and I want you to stand as sort of a guard, okay? Now you can't mess up. A lot might depend on this.
I won't screw up.
A lot might depend on this. Well, if we're talking about guarding, probably your life depends on it. And what if Johnny Depp, Mr. Glen, falls asleep? I would think as well, when they go to this like alternate universe, like the dream, when they enter into the dream, like certain parts of reality would be distorted. But obviously, like right now, Freddy is the only thing he's able to distort himself. But again, budget wise, you probably can't do that, because, or you could do like a super psychedelic type of weird looking set designy type of stuff. But again, this is perfectly cool. And I like also that the rules of this dream thing is not explained. Like nothing has been explained. And I like, figure it out for yourself, figure everything out for yourself. At some point you just don't need to be explained stuff. Like too many horror films right now have way too much exposition.
Glen?
No, Glen is asleep. Wake up, Rod.
Watch out! Glen!
Oh, so she got Glen to wake up, but now her safety is compromised because she is still asleep.
Are you there?
That must have been a jump scare in the cinemas. But I don't know. The theme, the soundtrack is pretty interesting. It has, I can't really put my finger on it, like what the main theme is, but it's no John Carpenter score. It's no John Carpenter score, but at the same time, it's pretty cool. So she set the alarm off in the Freddy Krueger dream. So basically, they should always be taking objects with them that can either, alert someone to wake them up or wake them up by proxy. So always bring an alarm clock.
What are you doing here? At this hour, you should be home in bed.
I just want to see if he's okay.
The guy's sleeping like a baby.
That's the problem. He's sleeping. This is like the perfect analogy for all parents that have like children that sleep too long. It's like, watch Nightmare on Elm Street. You don't want to be sleeping. Get your butt on to the lawn and do your duties. And I hope also by proxy this did not, get people to have more like pills and drugs just to keep themselves awake.
Help! Help!
Now they're gonna say that's suicide, unless he's still alive. Again, they have to they have to go in with the goon squad into their dreams. Again, who do you call? Ghostbusters.
That we judge not, lest we be judged. And may Rod Lane rest.
Finally, we have a priest. We have a priest. Paranormal Activity, both of them. Don't know why they didn't do anything. Please just contact Max von Sydow.
I don't know who he is, but he's burned.
Can you imagine the father? It's like, okay, we need to put an APB. Where do we put the APB? Okay, we need two squad cars. Where do we send the squad cars?
I don't see why you couldn't just give me a pill to keep me from dreaming.
You don't dream. You go. Okay, all set?
I know who that dude is as well. He was the guy who Jake Gyllenhaal went in Zodiac. He was like, who did these posters? I did them. Do you want to come to my basement? And you know that small scene in Zodiac that was super intense? That's him. Don't know his name, but that's him.
What's wrong? It never gets this high.
Whoa,
What's she doing?
30. Whoa, what is she getting old?
Oh my God! Get something!
I brought something out from my dream.
Ooh, now it opens up a lot of things. She took something out from her dream.
Fred Krueger, Mom. Fred Krueger. Do you know who that is, Mother?
Oh, don't tell me this is something the parents also went through and they just want to forget.
Did you ever read about the Balinese way of dreaming? So if you have a nightmare, for instance, like falling, right? They get all their art and literature from dreams. Just wake up and write it down.
And apparently that's what Ryan Gosling did with Lost River. Is I think if I'm assuming all his own like cast members and personnel, he told them to write all their dreams in a notebook and bring it to him. And I'm not so sure whether any of those dreams made it to the script, but I know that about that film.
What's with the bars? Security? Security from what?
Not from what? From home. Come down to the cellar with me and I'll tell you.
Parents know something. At least the mom does. I hope this is not something where like Freddy Krueger only haunts specific females, because it's looking like that right now. Well, does not explain Rod. I take that back.
He was a filthy child murderer who killed at least 20 kids in the neighborhood. Kids we all knew.
Did they put him away?
Well, the lawyers got fat and the judge got famous, but somebody forgot to sign the search warrant in the right place, and Krueger was free just like that. A bunch of us parents tracked him down after they let him out. We found him in an old abandoned boiler room where he used to take his kids.
Oh, they did parental justice. And so by vengeance, Freddy Krueger is going after their children.
Then lit the whole thing up and watched it burn. He's dead, honey, because Mommy killed him.
Hey man, 2 wrongs don't make 1 right.
Stand by your window so I can see you. You sound a million miles away.
Yo, what is that shirt he's wearing?
Listen, Glenn. I know who he is.
Who?
The killer.
You do?
Yes. And if he gets me, I'm pretty sure you're next. Me? Just give me some help nailing the guy when I bring him out.
Bring him out of what?
Ooh, that's cool. You know the show To Catch a Predator? This is To Catch Freddy Krueger and bring him out. Catching a predator.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'm now wondering, for like children watching this and for like, young teenagers, did this have the same effect as Jaws, where you never want to get into the water? Because I have that with sharks. I love sharks. They're beautiful animals. I'm never going to go into the ocean. Ever, ever, ever. Did any children ever, like, for those who are nostalgic with this film, do you ever get to the point where, like, I'm afraid to fall asleep? Or is it the more paranormal thing, as in, I'm afraid to fall asleep because other people just might be watching me? And, there's all the sounds and the doors. This probably got, like, sales were going up for coffee. Why are people buying so much coffee now? Oh, it's that film, A Nightmare on Elm Street. We should have had some product placement.
Hello? She wants to talk to Glen.
About what? Give me that. Glen's asleep. You ought to talk to him tomorrow.
There you go. That's a father being a father, man. Done, done, done.
Glen?
Ooh, who was that? Has Freddy Krueger already come out to the real world? Ooh, is she already asleep?
Hello?
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
Nice prop.
Give me the key, Mother.
I don't even have it on me. See?
Ooh, we have The Shining here. I would be interested to know how they filmed that. Let me know. Let me know. If you guys know, need to know how they filmed that.
Yeah, apparently he's dead.
Listen, Daddy, I've got a proposition, and I want you to be there to arrest him when I bring him out, okay?
Just tell me who did it. I'll go get him, baby.
And only I can get him. It's my nightmare he comes to.
And as a parent, you're just gonna wanna go to your kid. Please, 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 let me dream the dream for you. Let me help you. Help me help you. Dream a dream for you. That's actually pretty cool. That's a concept that's pretty cool. It's like policemen that are like, oh, we have a disturbance in like 20 Elm Street. Okay, Sarge, it's time to go to sleep. Go save her. Dream policeman. And like the rules of engagement will be completely different. Here's a question for every one of you. What are your top, like, horror, like, villains? Like, you know, It the Clown, Freddy Krueger, John Myers, you know, list, who's your top one in terms of, like, iconability, who you'd be the scariest to see ever in your life? Like, I don't know. It the Clown is pretty high up there, if I'm being honest.
I didn't see how much you needed to know. But sometime you have to turn away, too.
There you go. Part of the alcoholism is for her to try to forget. What is that? She's an alcoholic for the rest of her life, and since she has like killed Freddy Krueger. Sponsored by Heineken Smirnoff for your enjoyment, so you don't have any nightmares. Get real.
Disappears.
What happens if they don't do that?
Well, then I guess those people don't wake up to tell what happens.
Okay, now I'm assuming all of her own plans are still set in place. She has to lure Freddy Krueger into the house, and then the question is, again, does everything follow the? I'm assuming only Freddy Krueger is the one that can bend the rules of like reality. Real people can't. AKA like the real world is set the way it was when you slept and when you wake, but for Freddy Krueger it's like completely different. Yep, it always connects to the boiler room.
I'm here!
Come out, wherever you are. We have to go back to my home eventually. This is really risky. That's the thing with old films, is like, not old, but like 70s, 80s horror films that I've noticed is that it's like a short runtime. It's like a 90 or like 100-minute runtime. They push everything to the very last minute, and then within the very last 15 minutes to 10 minutes to 5 minutes, they just solve it and then roll the credits. Which, if I'm being honest, I actually kind of like. You know what? It's like, leave it to the last minute, no explanation, no nothing, no happy ending, no nothing.
Where are you, Krueger?
Like I said, these teens they're super like they have no fear at all. Or her plan busted. Her plan's a bust.
I'm crazy after all.
Oh, she's still in the dream. Alright, here we go. Home Alone.
Everything's under control!
Get my dad,
your daughter's in hysterics. Like, literally, are you gonna just say, okay, no problem, just stay where you are? It's like they've seen these paranormal activities, not to use the word, but they've seen it happen, and they're like, she's okay.
Let you in two.
Maybe I better go.
Did she not make a proposal to her father? Burn him. Light him up. Gotta light him up. Well, Freddy Krueger is not very smart either. Okay, clearly if everybody around doesn't see a burning man in the house, then they're crazy.
You guys come down here.
Oh, please tell me he has escaped. Yes, if he has escaped, sets up part number 2.
Parker, get up here! We got a fire up here too!
Krueger is now set loose in the world.
What the hell is going on, Nancy?
He's after Mother! Watch out, he's under there!
Cool, man. I like things going underneath the surface, like the tub scene. That was a cool scene. Lieutenant clearly doesn't care a lick of his own wife.
I'm okay. You go downstairs.
Oh, she needs to. She's the one to bail the mom. She needs to look for mom. She needs to sleep. Is she gonna do that? Whoa, cool.
I know you're there, Freddy.
You think you was gonna get away from me?
I know you too well now, Freddy. It's just a dream. You're not alive.
Was she gonna kill herself? If she kills herself, then he dies.
I want my mother and Fred again.
What?
I take back every bit of energy I gave you. You're nothing.
Oh wait, this is the This is the clown It thing where they realize that he's just a clown, and you know they bully him. Oh, it's a similar thing.
They say you bottomed out when you can't remember the night before.
What are they in heaven?
What's going on?
Yeah, they're dead.
I'm not doing it! What's going on with the window?
Ooh. Whoa. This is cool. I'm liking it. Now you're forever in a dream. Whoa. Nice doll. Ooh. Wes Craven. 9, 10. Never sleep again. Super original IP. Love it a lot. I can see how clearly this has inspired a lot of stuff, and how this is well, I'm not so sure if this has taken a lot of inspiration from other films. Again, the Exorcist thing with Tina going upside down, that was not really me just calling out Exorcist and that, oh, who inspired who, but it was just like a movie reference that I had seen. But again, given that the writing and like the characters, they're like, let's forget the characters, let's forget Glen, let's forget Nancy, Tina, and Rod. They're okay. Let's forget the policemen, the lieutenants, the mothers, the drinking moms. Okay, forget that. What's completely cool about this film is Freddy Krueger. And what's completely cool about Freddy Krueger is that he is his own type of, like, he sets his own logic, he has his own reality. The whole final part, the final part kind of reminded me of, what's that film, with, the guy, the dead man. It has been turned into a play. I'll point, and then the poster will come up over here. So let me point where BiG Willie is, and poster come up here. but it reminds me a lot of that movie because it's like there's this whole fantastical element, and oh, Beetlejuice. Thank you, BiG Willie. But it reminds me a lot of Beetlejuice. I don't know, because Beetlejuice again has their own laws. It has their own logic. It's like Freddy Krueger completely envelopes you. You have no idea when you're in a dream. You have no idea when you're in reality. It's like that's what's cool about it. And again, I've seen there's a lot of horror films I've seen. Again, I just watched Paranormal Activity. This is completely the creative side, like not creative side as in Paranormal Activity you suck for being like real, but I completely like appreciate this type of filmmaking where it's you can tell it's on a budget, but then it's like smart budget, right? And you know, there's so many creative ideas. Freddy Krueger as a character, you can go on and on about like how well iconic his own design is, the hat, the face, the knife hands, the green and red sweater, and obviously like when Johnny Depp was like, hey, come on everyone, and the hood closed, it was green and red. So it's like it has like a, I mean, the green and red is the color of Christmas, but somehow they took it and they flipped it on its head. Again, not that BiG Willie, not that we like flipping people's heads, okay? But you know, they flipped it on the head, and you know, it made it look pretty cool. And again, what I like, you know, the mom explaining Freddy Krueger, sure, and then you know the three girls, you know, skipping. Who knows if that's who some of the victims? But again, I kind of like that the film just started off with no explanation. Freddy Krueger is just Freddy Krueger, and this is purely a scare fest, and literally nobody can help them except for these teenagers, and it feels very nostalgic for, especially for people who must have been teenagers watching it at that time. And like I was saying throughout the movie, I was like, would this make people not want to sleep, and so on and so forth? And I guarantee, it's like, you guys can let me know, but A Nightmare on Elm Street must have been huge at the time, and it's cool. I'm so looking forward to, again, we have the paranormal series. I don't know how deep I'm going to go into that, because I know at some point it like goes off the rear end. Again, A Nightmare on Elm Street, let's see again with that series, but there's so many like horror film series that I want to get into, but we're gonna take it a week at a time, you know, like I love the weekly schedule, and I hope you guys do too. And again, thank you for BiG Willie, thank you for Godzilla, and thank you for you guys for sticking around for another Friday Night Frights. Again, if you like the content, and if your heart so desires, leave 2 thumbs up. You know, like don't be in like Gladiator, and you know, just give one going the right direction if you want. So you know what you can do is you can okay, you can press that red button everybody and their grandmother likes to press, you know. Be kind to one another, stay safe, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you're smiling, and I want you to put 2 hands up like that, and you know, just smile and say, peace, Nancy, I'm coming for you. Peace, guys. Woo.